Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for the big one. This is the Super Bowl for English and Classical. It's Thanksgiving Day, and it's hard to believe we reached the end of the season. And what a season it's been here in Lynn, and for these two teams as well. You have to go back a few years to find Classical 8-2 and English 9-1. And two great seasons. The coaches, Chris Carroll for English and Brian Vaughn for Classical, have done an outstanding job. Both of these guys have played and now coached in the Thanksgiving Day game. This is the first trip. Brian Vaughn was a player. Chris Carroll was a player and a coach. Now he's a coach at English. Brian Vaughn was a great player at Lynn English. Coached, was an assistant coach on the staff during the Thanksgiving Day game. This is his first year in what most people would call enemy territory. He's now on the Classical sideline. And they've both done outstanding work. This is the 103rd meeting. Classical leads the series 55-39. There's been 9 ties. English is 6-3 in the last 9 games. Classical is 2-1 in the last 3, and they're looking for 2 in a row here on Thanksgiving. And everybody will remember that outstanding return of a punt, a kick last year after English scored with 7 seconds left. Looked like they're going to win the game coming from behind. The first was in 1911, was the first English Classical game. The only game they didn't play, St. Mary's played on Thanksgiving Day because they played the Lynn Lions. That was the year that they combined English, Classical, and Tech for that one-year experiment. Didn't pay off. They went back. The longest winning streaks, English won 8 in a row from 1951 to 58. Classical had 2 streaks of 7 wins and 1 tie in 8 games. The first one was 1919 to 1926. The second was a little bit later, 78 to 85. English has, since 2010 to 2015, English is 5-1. There have been some monumental scoring in this game. Classical won 41-0 in 1922. English won 47-0 in 1930. English 40-13 in 55, 46-6 in 56. Classical 41-6 in 1963. The biggest margin, 49-0 English in 94. Classical almost matched it in 95, 44-0. English 48-14 in 2008. And these two teams are almost mirror images, even though Classical is 8-2. English has scored 304 points. Classical 295, 9-point difference. So English averaging 30 a game, Classical 29. Defensively, English has given up 110, Classical 116, a 6-point difference. So English giving up 11, Classical giving up 11.6. And if you look at mutual opponents, English beat Somerville 28-16. Somerville beat Classical 34-16. English nipped Salem 13-12. Salem scored a 2-point conversion. It was called back. English won it 13-12. Classical ran over Salem 44-20. So they've got the captains at midfield. The band is here. The ROTC group is here. I'm still wondering where the baseball softball season has gone, and we're through the football season. And a great season. St. Mary's won last night to go 11-1. Tech won last night to go 11-1. 39 wins by the Lynn schools. Will make it 40 with one of these teams winning today. And Tech will have a chance to break the tie with St. Mary's. They're going to play in the vocational state tournament a week from today at Neshoba. So we're just about ready. Classical in their all white with green and gold trim. English in their maroon. And we got the band performing. They're They went to the classical sideline and played the classical anthem. Now they're on the English sideline, forming a big E out in the field. Here's the band with the big E. Roll on You Bulldogs is what they're playing. And just about set for football. The great band, they do a tremendous job. They recognize the city. And another great group, the ROTC. The ROTC, award-winning. They win every place they go. They're known all over the country. Sergeant Major Oswald does a great job with these kids. And they work their tails. They earn everything they get. The ROTC is bringing the colors down the middle of the field. The band will play the anthem. The ROTC will present the colors. There's the award-winning ROTC. As they march it down, a great group of young people. They represent the city, the school, themselves, their parents. Great groups. A lot goes in. The cheerleaders on both sides. A lot goes into this. We'll have the anthem. We'll be set for football. Another great job done by those outstanding band members, ROTC group. They've been a big part of this festivity for a long time. And we're just about set for football. The kids, the 4 years has flown by for these English because they now realize that the season's over. They'll get ready. Some of these kids will get ready for basketball, hockey, maybe indoor track. Some of them will just get ready for college, maybe get a job, trying to get some money. But these kids have known each other for a long time. They may have played with or against each other in Little League and Babe Ruth and Pop Warner. They've played for the seniors have played against each other for 4 years at English and classical, probably in basketball and baseball. And of course, hockey, they combine. Some of these kids play with each other for the Jets hockey. Classical's going to get the ball first. And they upped it to 12 minutes, the periods. And a very nice crowd, and people are still coming in. Good to see. Big blue skies, the sun is shining brightly. A little bit of a chill in the air, a little bit of a breeze, not as the wind isn't blowing anywhere near it like been the last few days. So it's a great time to be here at Manning Field, and we wish everybody a very healthy and happy Thanksgiving, and we hope everybody's turkey tastes good.
7, Darrell Rocca back deep for the Rams. Devin Curley kicking off for the Bulldogs.
Devin Curley will kick it off for the Dogs. At the 16-yard line, straight upfield, across the 30. Out to the 33.
Was fielded by number 3, Melvin Diaz, at his 15-yard line. Taken up to the 33, where he was
Melvin Diaz returned the
Ryan
kick.
Percy, and number 26,
17 yards. Last will come right out. They go double wideouts to either side. And we've got,
first and 10, Rams,
I think you're going to be able to find
33.
Nashawn Butler He's got bright yellow colors flapping in the breeze, so you're going to find him. Little flip, little trickery. They throw the ball deep, and they throw it too deep. They were looking for Adam Washington. That was a little fake reverse, fake pitch, fake halfback pass, fake wide-out pass. They gave it back to Ridley to throw.
Prince Brown on coverage. It will be
He stayed right with him.
Classical ball at their own 33.
2nd and 10, 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Tucker in the backfield with Ridley. And they're gonna mirror him. They're gonna know where he is on every play. And that's Nashawn Butler. He's closing in on 1,000 yards receiving. No gain on the play.
Tackled on the play by number 3, Ski Gaston, and number 9, Isaac Ramirez. No gain on the play.
3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 from the 33.
Ridley looking to throw. Lets it fly long and deep. Incomplete. Matthias Fowler.
Ridley's pass intended for number 4, Nashawn Butler. Incomplete. Matthias Fowler on coverage. It will be 4th down for Lake Classical.
Classical will have to kick it away.
Number 1, Matthias Fowler back at his 32.
Fowler's back deep. Normally is Prince Brown. I didn't check out Prince Brown. He had a cast on his hand before. The kick is a little bit of a line drive. Everybody trying to get out of the way. It got touched by a Classical player. It's going to be downed at the 38-yard line. So at the 38-yard line, English will put it in play. And the head guy out there, the referee, Steve Walsh. And I congratulate him before the game. He's got the white hat. Has been a referee for a while, and now he earned his spurs to be the head guy, the referee, with the white hat. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Gaston cuts it up inside, gets to the 40-yard line for a couple. Two yards on the play, it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Gaston, brought down by number 2, Chase Bono, and number 9, Jeffrey Hill. Gain of 2, it will be 2nd and 8, ball at the Bulldog 40.
Caught by Fowler in traffic.
Average pass complete to number 1, Matthias Fowler.
To the 47.
Ishmael Johnson.
Picked up 7. 3rd and a yard.
Gain of 7 on the play will be 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs. Ball at their own 47.
They need the 48, so they need a yard. 3 wideouts come to the near side this time. Severance trying to run straight ahead. He gets the 1st down to midfield. So the first down is picked up by the Bulldogs.
Quarterback Matt Severance for the 1st down. Brought down by number
1st and 10
31,
from midfield.
Alberto Guerrero. Number 44, Rob Royce. It will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball at midfield.
Running to the near side, getting inside the 45-yard line. Gaston with the carry.
Ishmael Johnson on the stop.
He picked up 6.
On the play will be 2nd and 4, ball at the Lake
2nd and 4
44.
from the 44. First drive of the ball game for the Bulldogs. They had Glasgow go 3 and out. Trying to get on the board first. Motion coming. Gaston might have got a yard.
Number 8 Ishmael Bangura.
That was Bangura, actually.
Brought down by number 54, Dennis Pierce, and number 55.
So he picked up a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
Gain of 1 on the play. Will be 3rd and 3. Ball at the lane. Glasgow 43.
I would bet, knowing Chris Carroll, we're probably in 4 down territory here. Motion coming to the near side. Now back. Gaston with the carry. We push him forward very close to a first down. It's going to be a half a yard shy. He needed 3, he got 2. So the first big play of the game comes up early on. 4th and a yard.
Gain of 2 on the play. Will be 4th and 1 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the Rams.
Big play on both sides. Severance straight ahead, ducks his head and gets the first down. He needed 1, he got 2.
Matt Severance up the middle for a Bulldog first down.
So they move the chains, they hold on to the football, and they have it 1st and 10 at the Glasgow 39.
Ball at the Lynn Glasgow 39.
Three wideouts go to the far side. Fowler fakes coming in motion. Severance rolling. Gets it to Fowler. He gets about 5.
Severance pass complete to number 1, Matthias Fowler.
That's a nice catch by the young freshman.
Brought down by number 2, Chase Buono.
Chase Bono knocked him down, but he got 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Play. It will be 2nd and 5. Ball at the Lynn Glasgow 34.
We're almost halfway through this first period. They flip-flop. The 3 wideouts are now to the near side. Severance coming to the near side. Gets a head of steam up. He's got another first down. You get to the 28.
Before Matt Severance on the carry.
He picked up 6.
Number 6, Ishmael Johnson on the stop.
Well, they moved the chains again.
Good for Lynn English, first down.
So they're using the quick out pass.
It will be 1st and 10. Ball at the Lynn Glasgow 28.
Ryan Vaughn hoping his defense is bending and not breaking. English on the move. Starting from their 38. And not much there, if anything. That was Gaston with the carry.
Number
Give
3,
him a yard.
Gaston on the carry. He was tackled by number 9.
80 yard.
Matt Gisono and number 22.
2nd and 9.
Aquaria. Gain of 1 on the play. Will be 2nd and 9.
Very good crowd again. They're still coming in. Nice to see. 3 wideouts go to the far side this time. Prince Brown by himself to the near side. They fake it. Severance tries to run straight ahead. He runs right in to Robert Sorois, who's had an outstanding year defensively.
Matt Severance on the carry. He was tackled by number 44, Rob Sorois.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. Will be 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9.
Ball at the Lynn Glasgow 27.
He is eating up an awful lot of clock here. Classical had it 3 plays, not counting the punt. Rolling to the near side, looking to throw, looking for the end zone. Incomplete. Good coverage by Cameron Green. He's had a very good year as well defensively. 4th and 9. So another big play coming up for the Bulldogs and the Classical defense.
It will be 4th and 9 from the Lynn Classical 27.
Brown goes to the far side by himself. 3 wideouts to the near side. Anderson, Fowler, and Avellino. Servants looking to throw. Picked off at the 15-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Where I picked it off, there's flags all over the place.
Intercepted by number 22, Maurice Sequeria. There are multiple flags on the play.
They're trying to sort this all out. They dropped the flag downfield. They dropped the flag upfield. Big discussion with all the officials. Now we're going to get the call. Pass interference against Classical.
Flag is a pass interference on the Rams.
Classical fans are not happy. Looked like they had shut him down. The ball was at the 27. They put the ball at the 26. Now they're still having a long discussion because there was more than one flag. Brian Vaughn's looking for an explanation. So they're going to mark it off against Classical. And that's going to give English a first down in the red zone. All the way down to the 11-yard line. They gave him a 16-yard penalty.
After the penalty on the Rams is assessed, it will be 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Ball at the Lynn Classical 11.
Well, they marked off 16 yards on the penalty. Now English goes to that double wing. They've used this a lot. The pitch, stepping up, getting to about the 7 is Gaston.
Bulldog carries Ski Gaston.
He picked up 4.
Number 17, Cameron Green. And number 3, Melvin Diaz.
The 14th play of this drive coming up.
4 on the play will be 2nd and 6. Ball at the Rams 7.
They stay in that tight double wing. Gaston again ducks his head, gets inside the 5. They put it at the 4.
Once again, it's Ski Gaston up the gut for the Bulldogs.
Obviously, 4 down territory here. They've got 2 downs to get
3 on the carry.
for a first down. They get 2 downs to get 4 for a touchdown. And we're under 3 minutes left in this first period.
It will be 3rd and 3, ball at the Ram 4.
The pitch to Bangura, trying to turn the corner. He gets a block, they seal it off, and he goes in for the touchdown.
And number 8, Ishmael Bangura takes it those 40 yards.
A great block by Jose Matol.
4-yard touchdown carry for Ishmael Bangura.
It looked like he might not be able to get out wide. Jose Matol threw a great block and took a couple of white shirts down, and Bangura easily walked in the corner for the touchdown. 62 yards in 15 plays. And they certainly kept the ball away from Classical. And they're going to go for 2. 4 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. They flip it to Fowler, and he walks in. That's something we didn't see all year. There's a flag on the play. A little discussion going on between both teams.
The pitch from Matt Sevens around the left end for the 2-point conversion. The score with 2:23 to go in the first quarter is now Lynn English 8, Glasgow 0.
Look at it. It looks like a couple of yellow flags, and the officials are talking about something. We haven't seen that. They had Fowler go in motion. They spread everybody out. Sevens took 1 step to his left and just pitched it to Fowler, and he walked in. And they ate up just about almost all of this first period. Unsportsmanlike against both teams. They wipe each other out. So there's a little conversations going on with everybody. Let's hope that doesn't go any further than it already has. A little bit of an event at the Powder Puff game. Let's hope it doesn't spill over. Devin Curley will kick it off. Always cracks me up. They have to kick off with their own football and give it back to English, and Classical put their football in play. So English does what they want to do. They jump out on top, eating up 15 plays on the drive. Aided by turn the ball over on downs on a pick by Shaquera. But they called interference against Classical, and English got the ball back. So given a second chance, they took advantage. At the 31-yard line. To the 45 and beyond. And again, we got pushing and shoving at the end of the play.
Kick was fielded by number 2, Chase Bono. Ball taken up to the 47, where it will be 1st and 10.
Classical has good field position at the 47. Again, that bright yellowed layer. Butler comes out to the near side with a couple of receivers, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. They give it to Best, not going anywhere. Back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10.
Rams carry number 28.
We're already under 2 minutes.
Stopped by number 73, Emil Rossi. No gain.
They fake it to best. Ridley keeps it. Might have got a yard. That's their first
And the
plus
quarterback, Keith
play.
Ridley on the carry. He was stopped by number 3.
They give him
Steve
2 to the
Gaston,
49.
Number 4, Matt Severance.
They had 4 plays for 0 yarders before they ran that play for 2 yards.
Gain of 2 on the carry. It will be 3rd and 8 ball at the Lincoln Classical 49.
Flag on the play. It's going to cost Classical.
Flag is a false start on the Rams. After the 5-yard penalty is assessed, it will be 3rd and 13. The Lincoln Classical ball now at their own 44.
Third and long for the Rams. High snap. Ridley in trouble. Looking. Dumps it off. Picked off by English. Prince Brown made the pick.
And Ridley's pass intended for number 8, Adam Washington, was intercepted by number 11, Prince Brown.
English will get the ball back. Under a minute in this first period. And they have it.
Ball spotted at the Lynn English 44, where it will be 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Interception for number 11, Prince Brown.
Well, at the 44, it'll be 1st and 10. They go to that double wing. Bishop trying to come to the near side, cutting it back inside. That's Bangura. You got a couple.
Bangura around the right end for the Bulldogs.
You got a couple to the
He was
46.
stopped by number 31, Alberto Guerrero, and number 17, Cameron Green.
And 8. And if they run
Gain of
this
2 on
play,
the carry. It will be 2nd and 8.
it'll
ball
be the
at
last
Lynn
play of the
English
period.
6.
And
That
now
is the end of the first quarter.
is
The
the
score
end of
at
the
the end
first
of one is Lynn English 8, Glasgow 0.
So English will have it 2nd and 8 from their own 46-yard line, leading at 8-0. Classical ran 7 plays in the first period. 4 of them were for 0 yardage. One was a 2-yard gain. One was an interception, and one was a punt. So they had a total of 2 yards of offense in the first period. The English went 62 yards, helped out by that 16-yard penalty. They actually gave them 16 yards. And they lead it 8-0. So they won the first period, but we got a lot of football left to play, as we mentioned, playing 12-minute periods. English got the pick by Prince Brown, and they have it 2nd and 8, and they go back to the spread. 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Severance rolling, looking. They let it fly, and they threw it too far. Avellino was Covered very well by Cameron Green. He was looking to the inside. They threw the pass to the outside.
Cameron Green on coverage.
Both these teams have young kids.
Third and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Juniors.
Ball at their own 46.
For Glasgow. Both quarterbacks are juniors. They double the wideouts now to either side. Rolling to the near side, and he threw it too far. Fowler had a little bit of edge to the outside, covering as it,
pass intended for number 1, Matthias Fowler.
Ishmael Johnson with the coverage.
Ishmael Johnson on coverage.
But Fowler had a little bit of an edge, screening Johnson away, but the ball was thrown too far. So English will have to kick it away.
Phoenix, Figueroa, Marquez, back deep.
High snap. The kick is away. Takes a bit of a bounce. It's going to come back upfield. It bounced off an English player. English player going down to cover. It bounced off him and just kept going. So Castle gets a bit of a break. Instead of starting inside their 20, they're going to get it at the 29. You hit a foot or glance off the leg, and that's where they mark the football at the 29. English looking to become the third team in the city to get 10 wins. And that wouldn't be too shabby if Glasgow wins, because they would have 2 teams with 10 and 2 with 9. Best gets ahead of steam up and plows ahead near midfield. They finally open up a hole, and Best took advantage. Malcolm Best to midfield, 21 yards and a first down.
Malcolm Best on the 21-yard carry and a Ram first down.
Their first down. They give it to Best again. Another big hole. Getting to the outside, breaks another tackle. Gets bumped out of bounds, and the Glasgow fans come to life. Back-to-back first downs on big runs by Malcolm Best. Down to the 21. 50 yards and 2 carries by Best. At the 21. And now there's a penalty on the play.
28-yard carry for number 28, Malcolm Best. The flag was a personal foul on the Bulldogs after the penalties assessed. It will be first and 10 from the Bulldog 12.
Knock it to the 12. I'm going to put it a little bit further. They put it at the 10. First and goal from the 10. And that's an 11-yard penalty. Best again. This time he gets bundled up. They're going to put him right back at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Malcolm Best up the middle. Tackled by number 55, Mason Jones.
We had a 16-yard penalty.
Gain on the play will be second and goal for the Rams. Ball at
second and goal for the Rams. If they don't get in, Brian Vaughn might want to get some points on the board. Ishmael Johnson has kicked a couple of field goals. Ridley with the keep. It's to about the 7. They put it at the 8. He got 2.
Quarterback Keith Ridley up the middle.
Now they put it at the 7. He got 3.
It will be 3rd and 6 for the Rams. Ball at the Bulldogs 7.
Well, we're going to get a timeout. Brian Vaughn coming out. Also trying to get back in it.
Rams.
Best has put some life in the Classical sideline and the Classical fans. They were dormant, getting 2 total yards in the first period. And now Best comes out, runs for 21, runs for 29. A penalty at the end of the play, put the ball at the 11-yard line. Ridley has just run for 4, so it's going to be 3rd and 6. They can get a first down at the 1. And again, they have Ishmael Johnson. If they can't get in, they might want to try and get points on the board. So we're back to football. The wheels turning on both sides, offensively and defensively. They've got everybody in tight. They try to pitch it, and they're going to go no place. And Severance, he's as good defensively as he is offensively. They tried the wide out sweep, and they go back to the 15-yard line. They lost 8. And it's 4th down.
8 on the play. It will be 4th and
maybe a little bit too far for Ishmael Johnson.
English 15.
They have to get to the 1 for a first down. They're trying to get Butler loose. He's very, very quick, but they couldn't get him around the corner. Severance made a great play. Ridley lobbing it to the end zone. And it's picked off in the end zone. You don't want that little extracurricular activity at the end.
Ridley's pass intended for number 3, Melvin Nievs, was intercepted by number 11,
Prince Brown with his 2nd pick.
Intercepted in the end zone for a touchback. It will be 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Ball at their own 20. 2nd interception of the day for number 11, Prince Brown.
So Classical has turned aside. English gets the ball back. And they're going to go to that double wing. We saw this really prevail against Swampscott. The pitch coming to the near side, trying to cut it up inside. Bangura lowers his shoulder and gets about 4. Classical strung it out well. He had to cut it back up inside.
Ishmael Bangura on the carry.
Go Bangura to 4.
Stopped by number 50.
Classical got close with Best running, and he wound up turning it over. The big play, the sack by Severance. Bangura cuts it up inside. He's got a first down. Talked about Classical's juniors. Bangura's a junior as well. Prince Brown, Severance.
Ishmael Bangura for the first down carry.
He picked up 10 to the 34. English moves the chains, moves the clock, leading at 8-0 in this 103rd meeting Bangura again, trying to turn the corner. Still strings it out well.
Once again, Ishmael Van Gore on the carry. He was stopped by number 20. We have a correction. That last interception was actually number 17, Seth Lukindo.
So I thought the interception was Seth Lukindo. They credited Prince Brown. Now they change it. They stay in the tight double wing. Bangura again with the carry. Gets maybe to the 40-yard line. He put it right at the 40. He picked up 3 more.
Up the middle for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 4.
Number 44, Rob Royce. Gain of 3 on the carry. It will be 3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Ball at their own 40-yard line.
4 straight carries by Bangura. Severance with the quarterback sneak is close to first down yards. I think he's got it.
Quarterback sneak, Matt Severance.
They're going to measure this, but I think he's got it.
The number 44, Rob Royce.
He needed the 44, and that's where he got to.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
I'm going on a limb and say he made it. Made it by the length of a football.
And the play was good for a Bulldog. First down.
Well, they hold on to it. Just about at the halfway mark of the second period. We told they extended it to 12 minutes.
It will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Severance will bring the play back to the huddle. The pitch, trying to turn the corner. Can't. Reverses his field. There's nobody over there. Looking for one block. Bangura came all the way to the near side. Glasgow's lucky he didn't run that one for a touchdown. He stopped, turned around, and went clear across field. And they finally ran him out of bounds. Outstanding run by Bangura. Here's the replay. The pitch, here he is. He's dead in the water right there. They got him. And no, they haven't. He takes off.
Number 8, Ishmael Bangura, and a big Bulldog.
Finally run him out of bounds.
35 and a Bulldog.
At the
first
Glasgow
down.
21.
It will be 1st and 10. Ball at the Lynn Glasgow 21.
35 yards and a first down. They had him in the backfield and he slipped away. That was Gaston. He picked up 4 to the 17-yard line.
Bulldog carry, Ski Gaston. Stopped by number 6, Ishmael Johnson.
Flag on the play. Like a fire drill. We got started a little bit too quick. Going to cost English 5. They move it back to the 22. It'll be 2nd down and 9. English sends their receiving corps back out. We're going to get a timeout called by Classical. English ate up most of the first period. Classical wound up with 2 yards of offense in the first period, running only 7 plays. 4 of them for no gain, a punt, an interception. A 2-yard pickup by Ridley was the only plus yardage they had in the first period. Best gave them some life, running for 50 yards and 2 carries. The end of the play, a penalty, gave him a 1st and 10 at the 11. It was 3rd and 6 from the 11, but then they tried that little wide receiver sweep, and Severance made a big defensive play and knocked Butler down in the backfield for an 8-yard loss. And then the pick in the end zone by Seth Lukindo. This will be the 8th play of the drive coming up, standing back at that 20-yard line after the interception. Great crowd. They're rung around the fence behind the end zone to your left on your screen, hanging on the fence. Stands are pretty well full. Great to see here on a Thanksgiving morning. Severance faking. They dump the screen off to Bangura. Nice defense. Nick Medeiros with the defense.
Nick Medeiros on the stop.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play.
Looked like they had it set up nicely. Medeiros played it very well and busted in, made a good open field tackle. So it's 3rd and 9.
It will be 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the Ram 22.
Actually, they lost a yard on the play. Severance lobbing it in. Brown is open for the touchdown. Perfect throw by Severance. Brown got behind the defense. He laid it right in his lap.
Brown for a 22-yard Bulldog touchdown. 22-yard touchdown.
Severance to Brown.
Severance
Get that cast off his hand. There's the replay. Look at that. Right in stride. Got behind the defense. $80 yards in 9 plays. Perfect throw, Prince Brown. It was a weapon they didn't have against Tewksbury because Brown had that big cast on his hand. They're going to go for 2 again. They fake it. Severance keeps it. And he's in for the conversion. That was just everybody push everybody away and let Severance run in.
Conversion run by Matt Severance is good. The score with 3:30 to go in the first half is now Lynn English 16, Lynn Classical 0.
English jumps on top of Classical 16-0. And it's been all English in the first half. Counting punts, English has run 28 plays. Classical has run 13. Classical needs a little bit of a pick-me-up. I'd like to get something done and close in. Just over 3 minutes left in his first half. English gets the ball to start the second half, so everything going the Bulldogs' way right now. at the 32-yard line. Bono turns the corner, stays on his feet, and gives Classical good field position. Out across the 45-yard line. Nice return by Chase Bono. At the 47-yard line, Classical will have it.
Number 2, Chase Bono at his 32-yard line. Take it up to the 47, where it will be first and
15-yard return by Bono. And Classical sends a couple wideouts, 3 wideouts to the near side. Best in the backfield with Ridley. They give it to Best. He falls forward for maybe 3.
Carry number 28, Malcolm Best.
They put it at midfield.
Number 3, Ski Gaston. Gain of 3 on the carry by Best. It will be 2nd and 7, ball at midfield.
2nd and 7 from midfield. Again, 3 wideouts to the near side. The tight end to the far side. They give it to Best. Picks his way along, bangs heads, and we got a penalty flag being thrown in the middle of that. I don't know if that's a face mask. Bono just banged into somebody. He got it to the 45-yard line.
The Rams, stopped by number 4, Matt Severance, and number 55, Mason Jones. There is a flag on the play.
That, I would guess it would be a face mask in there. It can't be against Best. Now they're saying no flag.
No flag on the play.
I would guess this is 4-down territory. It's 3rd and a couple.
Gain of 5 on the play. It will be 3rd and 2 for the Rams. Ball at the Bulldogs.
They double the wideouts to either side. They give it to Best. He's hitting the backfield. Neil Rossi all over him.
He was brought down by number 73, Emil Rossi.
I'm going to call it no gain. He lost about a foot. 4th and a couple, and Klaus is going to take a timeout and talk about it. 1 tick over 2 minutes left
Timeout, Big Classical.
in this first half. It's been all English. Classical able to cheer twice. Best ran for 21, then ran for 29. At the end of the play, a penalty gave them a 1st and 10 at the 11, and they got shut down with a pick in the end zone by Seth Lakindo. So 4th and 2, and I know they're going to go for this. I've been close to these 2 young men coaching, and I'm so very proud of both of them. Chris Carroll, I coached Chris Carroll's father in CYO basketball. I've known Chris since he was very young. Brian Vaughn, very good friend of my daughter Kathy, who was a cheerleader when he was playing in English, and he was a next door neighbor of mine on Lexington Street.
It will be 4th and 2 for the Rams.
Gentlemen who've done a great job with these 2 programs. Trying to draw English offside, I think. Going with a long snap. Going with a long count. They give it to Best. He bangs ahead and gets the 1st down. Good hard run.
And Malcolm Best up the middle for the Rams, 1st down.
Inside the 40 to the 39. He needed 2, he got 6.
That is the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes in the first half.
Ridley looking to throw, in trouble. Takes off and runs with it and gets to about the 36.
Quarterback Keith Ridley on the carry. Brought down by number 55, Mason Jones. And number 3, Steve Gaston.
He picked up 3.
Gain of 3 on the play. It will be 2nd and 7, ball at the Bulldog 36.
The quick out. And English all over it.
Ridley's pass complete to number 3, Melvin Yez. He was brought down immediately by number 4, Matt Severance.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 7. Ridley in trouble. Knocked down at the 40-yard line.
Keith Ridley is sacked for a loss. Combined effort, number 55,
A minute
Nathan
left.
Jones, and number 51,
Go for it
Don
here.
Buffett. Loss of 4 on the sack.
Now they're going to kick it away. I thought maybe they'd go with under a minute. High kick angling to the near side. Takes a little bit of an English bounce. Going to go out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. English's defense has held Classical to 61 yards. There's that pile up of bodies. That was Bangura.
Number 8, Ishmael Bangura up the middle for the Bulldogs. Gain of 4 on the play. It will be 2nd and 6, ball at the Bulldog 20.
And the clock is going to run out, and that's going to be halftime. So a big half by English. They've held Classical.
That is the end of the first half. The score at the end of the first half is Lynn English 16.
English has put up 136 yards, 8 first downs. Classical has 3 first downs, one of them on the penalty. Actually, they have 4 first downs, 1 by penalty. They had a little bit of second period, but they got close, but couldn't knock it in, and they knocked them back. We reached halftime. English leading Classical at halftime, 16-0. We got the annual raffle that we do over at English. We got the ROTC, and this brings me back to Timmy Ring, a very good friend of mine who did this all the time. We're going to do this very quickly. How many do we do?
We do 5.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. First one. Guerrero Blanco.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause for the Red Public
4th place winner, Angel Cologne.
Halftime show will feature the music of Paul Simon.
3rd place winner,
By the Lynn Public School Marching
Enrico, I guess is what it says. Chestnut Street. It's got an address and a phone number.
The assistant band director is Mr. James L'Italian.
We're going to go deep for 2nd place.
The instructor is Mr. Bill Socolo. The drum major is Senior Louis Brooks.
Chan from
Enjoy the show.
Mariana. You probably know who that is.
The winner is David Lerman.
Okay, this is one.
winner.
This is one for $1,000.
That's it.
Wow. Oscar Jimenez, Acorn Street.
Wait. Oscar Jimenez. Oh my God. Oscar Jimenez.
Hey, congratulations to all you guys on all your trophies and your awards representing the city as well. Great job, guys. Keep up the good work. I know the hard work you put in. Congratulations. We're going to switch now down to another great group, and it's the band down in the field doing their thing.
Attention, there is a car that must be moved. A tan Mazda license plate 7YE755. Tan Mazda 7YE755 must be moved immediately. Thank you.
Welcome back as we're set to start the second half on this 103rd meeting between the Rams and the Bulldogs. And don't be surprised if Classical tries an onside kick here. They're going to do something to try and get momentum on their side. Classical wound up with 61 yards rushing in the first half. 4 first downs, one of them a penalty against English. English had 104 rushing, 33 passing, 8 first downs. Bangura, the leading rusher in the ballgame, with 67 yards, 35 of them coming on that broken play. They reversed his field and went down and set up the second touchdown. Best has 64 yards rushing for Classical. But they got close and they got pushed back, and they've had a lot of plays. 7 plays for 0 yardage. And 2 plays for minus yards. Didn't run that many plays. English is expecting an onside kick, I think.
Number 6, Ishmael Johnson kicking off for the Rams. Fowler and Bradway back deep for the Bulldogs.
Now English will fade back. There was a penalty at the end of the half. Klaus was kicking off from the English 45-yard line. At the 11-yard line. Straight upfield across the 25. So I didn't notice the penalty at the end of the game. Or the end of the half, I should say. But Glasgow kicked off from the English 45-yard line.
Kick was fielded by number 1, Matthias Fowler.
Fowler with the return to the English 25-yard line.
Where he was stopped by number 16, Nick Medeiros, and number 24, Chauncey Williams.
So from the 25, English will put it in play for the first time in the second half. Gaston ran for 22, Severance ran for 15. Fowler goes in motion to the far side. They try to run straight ahead. Short yardage for Gaston.
Ski Gaston up the middle for the Bulldogs. Stopped by number 31.
They gave him 2 to the 27.
Gain of 2 on the carry. It will be 2nd and 8. Ball at the Bulldog 27.
2nd and 8 from the 27. Severance looking to throw. Lets it fly long and deep. Incomplete. We got a flag on the play. I think they're going to get Rucker.
Number 11, Prince Brown, incomplete.
They're going to get Rucker for leaning on Prince Brown.
Flag on the play.
I don't know. That's a tough call. They're going to call interference. That's a tough call. I don't think that ball was catchable.
Flag is pass interference on Lynn Classical.
So that's going to give English a first down. Brian Vaughn's not happy. So he mark it off from the 27. Out to the 42. He gives English a first down. Rucker had Prince Brown one-on-one. Pretty good job. There was bumping on both sides, but they got Rucker for the call. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Severance slips away from a tackle, gets away, keeps his balance. That was supposed to be about a 2 or 3 yard loss. Instead, it turns out to a first down in classical territory. If he didn't lose his balance a little bit, 19 yards. He was staggering a little bit, otherwise he might have taken it to the house. They had him in the backfield, he spun away, broke another tackle at the line of scrimmage. The quick out to Fowler.
Seventh pass complete to number 1, Matthias Fowler on the Bulldogs sidelines.
Picked up 3.
Terrell Rucker on the stop.
2nd and 7 from the 36.
The play will be 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the Ram 36.
Double the wideouts to either side. Fowler goes in motion. Gaston with a head of steam up, found a hole, ran right through the middle of that classical front line, inside the 25.
First down carry for number 3.
He
Steve
picked up
Gaston.
12.
Stopped by number 6, Ishmael Johnson, and number 22, Maurice Sequeira.
English very quickly up to the line of scrimmage, not giving classical time to catch their breath.
First and 10 for the Ram 24.
Gaston again. Short yardage this time.
Once again, it's Ski Gaston up the middle for the Bulldogs.
They give him 2.
Number 16, Nick Medeiros. The number 54, Dennis Pierce.
2nd and 8.
Gain of 2 on the carry. It will be 2nd and 8. Ball at the Ram 23.
Severance. Yeah, they got him that time. He slipped a couple of tackles, but he couldn't get away from everybody.
Quarterback Matt
He
Severance
lost
on
a
the
yard.
carry. Stopped by number 31, Alberto Guerrero. Then number 16, Nick Medeiros. Loss of 1 on the carry.
3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs.
Classical 24.
And again, they're eating up some clock. First touchdown drive was kept alive by a pass interference call. Over the middle. He was falling down as he was throwing the ball. He had a man open, but he couldn't get it to him because he was falling down and couldn't get a lot on the pass. It'll bring up a 4th down and 9 from the 23.
Matt Severance pass intended for number 2, Tyshawn Anderson. Incomplete. Ishmael Johnson on coverage.
Hansen had a little bit of an edge, but Severance was getting pressure and he was falling down, wound up sitting down on the turf.
Ball at the Lynn Classical 23.
So a big play for the Classical defense here. They're trailing 16-0. They don't want to give up any more. They double the wideouts to either side. Motion now coming to the near side, and we got a flag for a timeout. Chris Carroll didn't like something he saw.
Lynn's class of 1997 is having their reunion on Saturday, November 25th, from 7 to 11 p.m. at the Lynn.
No, the class was looking for 2 in a row in this. They had that monumental win last year when Severance's pass with 7 seconds left looked like gave English a come from behind win. Unfortunately, English had a kick off. And Mr. Rivera ran it back for a touchdown. Wound up being an ESPN highlight. They've won 2 of the last 3. English has won 6 and 3 the last 9, English. 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Severance rolling, looking. Lets it fly in the end zone, wide open. Avellino went down. He stopped. Severance did a great job biding time, giving himself some time. He rolled, and all of a sudden, everybody looked down. Avellino all by himself in the end zone.
Touchdown. 23-yard touchdown pass for number 4, Matt Severance to Juan Avellino.
So as they did starting the ball game, the pass interference call gave English another chance, and they took advantage. They do it again here on the opening drive of the second half. And they put Classical in a very big hole here. Severance fakes, keeps, not going to get in.
Two-point conversion runs no good. The score with 8:08 to go in the third quarter is Lynn English 22, Lynn Classical
75
0.
yards in 8 plays. Helped out by the pass interference. 75 yards, they only really had to go 60. And English will kick it off again. Evan Curley, the senior, will get to use that left foot again.
Devin Curley kicking off for the Bulldogs.
At the 20-yard line. Rucker gets it near the 35.
Kick was fielded by number 3, Melvin Diaz. Taken up to the Ram 35, where he was stopped by number 55, Mason Jones.
So at the 35 is where Classical put it in play. They go double wideouts to either side.
It'll be first and 10.
Best in the backfield with Ridley.
35.
Best. If they're generous, they gave him a yard.
Number 28, Malcolm Best on the carry.
I'm going to call it no gain.
Number 60, Alex Rodriguez. And number 67, Jordan Garcia.
Gained about a foot.
No gain on the play. It will be second and 10.
Again, double wideouts to either side. Ridley, the quick out. This is Butler's first catch. It'll be for first down.
Keith Ridley's pass complete to number 4, Nashawn Butler on the Classical sidelines. Seth Lukindo on the stop.
11 yards and a first down. Best back to the line of scrimmage. First guy to hit him was Mason Jones.
Malcolm Best on the carry. Brought down by number 67, Jordan Garcia. And number 55, Mason Jones. No gain on the play. It will be second and 10 for the Rams. Ball just inside their own 46.
Really the quick out again. Butler with the catch. Going to be for another first down. They're giving him a cushion because he likes to go deep. He's been a big weapon. for Ridley all year. It's back-to-back catches by Butler, both of them for 11 yards and first downs. At the 43, Classical trying to get on the board. They go to the other side, caught, and that's Washington. They figure if it works to the left side, let's try it on the right side. They pick up 6.
Number 17, Seth Lakindo on the stop.
2nd and 4. Supposed to move the ball, but when they get close, English bends, but they don't break so far. 3 wideouts to the far side. Butler by himself to the near side. They give it to Best, running straight ahead. Gets to about the 31.
Malcolm Best up the middle for the Rams.
6 and a first down.
Stopped by number 53, Jake Miller. Play good for the Rams, first down.
Jake Miller, who's having a great year defensively, make the play. Butler slipped and fell. He was open. Slipped, fell, and was down on his knees trying to make that catch and went through his hands.
Incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the 31. Again, a great crowd here for this one. Streamed all the way out the left end zone, the fence, all around the fence, looking from out there. Draped all over the place. Nice to see. They fake Best. They throw it deep. Fowler knocked it away. Classical's looking for pass interference. Brian Vaughn screaming at the official. Looking for Washington. He got squashed. Fowler went up and got a hand on it and knocked it away. And it will be 3rd and 10. Brian Vaughn not happy with that call. Just about the halfway mark. Ridley was looking to throw it, and Butler was covered. And they're going to give Ridley a yard to the 30. And once again, Classical gets close, and they now have to go up with a big play. 4th and 9 from the 30-yard line.
Along with Mason Jones.
Butler by himself to the near side. 3 wideouts to the far side. Now we're going to get a timeout called by English. English took an advantage. 62 yards in 15 plays. Their opening drive. A pass interference. It was a pick by Classical that stopped the drive, but there was a pass interference. Turned it back to English. They took advantage, went down and scored. And a mirror image. They start the second half. They're driving. A pass interference call gives them a first down, and they go on to score on a big pass play from Severance to Avellino. Severance has passed for 2 and has expanded the lead to 22-0. Ridley looking to throw. Lets it fly long and deep. Couldn't stay in bounds. Again, Washington trying to go get it.
Ridley's pass intended for number 3, Melvin Diaz. Incomplete. Tyus Fowler on coverage.
So just past the halfway mark of this 3rd period, Classical only has 96 yards of offense. English 3 yards away from 200. Three wideouts to the far side. Prince Brown by himself to the near side, covered by Rucker, 1-on-1. Big hole up the middle. Slipping a tackle. Bangor, it's a foot race. Bono trying to get him. He knocks him down at about the 4-yard line. Chase Bono didn't get up, but Bangora, that's going to put him over 100 yards. They put it at the 3. 67 yards. He had 67 yards in the first half. He just ran for 67 more. 134 yards and a touchdown. Not too shabby. Classical was driving. All of a sudden, it's first and goal from the 3 for the Bulldogs. Severance trying to run it in.
Matt Severance on the carry.
He got to the 2.
Gain of 1 on the play. Will be second and goal. Ball at the Ram 2.
Let's see if they go to that tight double wing. Severance brings the play back to the huddle. But that front line of English opened up a huge hole for Bangora. Great hustle by Chase Bono to momentarily save the touchdown. Now Gaston runs it in.
And number 3, Steve Gaston takes it 2 yards up the middle for a Bulldog touchdown.
3 yards in 2 plays, the touchdown.
Steve Gaston.
English goes over 200 yards rushing. 134 of them by Bangora. Gaston is chipped in with 41. And they'll go for 2 again. Cutting it up inside and nailing it is Bangora.
Conversion run by Ishmael Bangor is good. Score with 3:58 to go in the
English
third
pitching a
quarter.
shutout here. Glasgow just can't get going. Glasgow moves the ball a little bit, and then 1 or 2 plays shuts them down. English, as we said, bending but not breaking. 267 yards of offense for English, 96 for Glasgow. The English did their homework. They've done a job. Butler was closing in on 1,000 yards receiving. And they held them to 2 catches. They were both for first downs, but didn't catch the ball until the 3rd period. And English well on their way to their 10th win, and that'll give the city of Lynn 3 teams with 10 wins or better. And that's just, no other city comes in anywhere close to that. We'll have 4 teams with 40 wins. They bounced it around. English got the football. They hit a ground ball. Glasgow got a piece of it. And it was I believe it was the kicker.
The onside kick was recovered by Lynn English's number 2, Tyshawn Anderson.
And it was Tyshawn Anderson that recovered it. At the Glasgow 45. English rubbing salt in the wounds. Kick. Curley hit a perfect ground ball, high pop-up. Glasgow couldn't field it. It pop loose. I thought it was Isaac Ramirez that fell. At first I thought it was Curly. I thought it was Isaac Ramirez, but then they said it was Tyshawn Anderson. We'll give them all credit. As English coaching staff picking something else out of their grab bag. And English right back at it. Fowler's going to, he was going to throw. Now he's going to get sacked. He was going to throw it, but Glasgow had everybody covered. He had nobody to throw it to.
Number 1, Matthias Fowler is tackled for a loss by number 2, Chase Buono.
They lost 11 yards.
Loss of 11 on the stop by Chase Buono.
2nd and 21.
It will be 2nd and 21 for the Bulldogs. Ball at their own 44.
Double wideouts to either side out of that spread. The quick out off the fingertips.
Seventh pass intended for number 2, Tyshawn Anderson, incomplete.
Anderson was high as he could, but couldn't come down with it. 3rd and 21.
It will be 3rd and 21 from the Lynn English 44.
Just under 3 minutes left in this third period. It's been all Bulldogs. Haskell jumped. Were they drawn? Now they call it against English. Oh, that makes it a little deeper now. They need 26.
Flag is a delay game on the Bulldogs. After the penalties assessed, it will be 3rd and 26. Ball now at the Lynn English 39.
I don't know if they have a 3rd and 26 in their playbook. They run it straight ahead. In midfield, that's Bangora.
Number 8 Ishmael Bangor on the carry.
They give him 11.
Atchison on the stop.
Close to 145 yards.
From midfield for the Bulldogs.
English will kick it away.
Timeout with Glasgow.
Glasgow took a timeout for some reason. They were shifting people in and out. Now they're going to change up the deep man. Bono was going to go back as the deep man. But congratulations to all these seniors. We wish them the best of luck. Some of them are going to go on to play with the hockey team. Combined, they may play with each other. Some will play basketball. Some will get to play against each other again in baseball. But the seniors, this is the start of virtually the end of their career at high school. As it bounces, it gets a good English bounce. Out of bounds inside the 25 at the 23.
We have a winner in the 50-50.
We wish all the seniors well. I'm looking at the classical roster. Melvin Nieves,
The winning number in the
Ishmael
50-50
Johnson, Adam Washington, Matt Gisono, Samson Schrey,
5-5,
Mike Levitt, Kyle Peachy,
8,
Tyrese
6-5-5.
Joseph,
You can pick up
Alvin
your wings
Chim,
at the concession stand one last time. 3, 5,
Rick
8,
Keogh,
6,
Robert
55.
Williams, Ahmad Joloaso, Andy Gomez, the captain Javier Delgado,
Will be first and 10.
Nick
Rams
Labella,
ball at their own 23.
Jason Ruiz, Natural Allen,
Ridley's pass complete to Deshaun Butler. Pushed out of bounds by Prince Brown.
Butler with another catch out to the 30 for 7 yards. He's got 3 catches for 29.
Gain of 7 on the play. Will be second and 3.
Best going to be a little bit shy. Out to the 32, he picked up 2.
Number 28, Malcolm Best on the carry. Brought down by number 60, Alex Rodriguez. Gain of 2
Third
on the
and a
carry.
yard.
Will be third and 1.
Best, I don't think he got there. He didn't get there.
Once again, Malcolm Best. up
No
the
gain
middle.
on the play.
He was stopped for a loss by number 55. Mason
Lost about a
Jones,
foot.
along with number 73, Emil Rossi.
So it's 4th down, and they're going to go. They need a yard. Best is buried in the backfield. They rolled the dice, and it didn't come up 7.
And Malcolm Best is stopped for a loss by number 3, Ski Gaston, along with number 67, Jordan Garcia.
They're going to put it at the 29. He lost 3. They just crept over 100 yards. They've got 102. And we'll run one play, and the third period will be history. English has it at the 29-yard line. All Bulldogs. And this game is going to take nothing away from the job that Brian Vaughn and his staff did. You know what the odds in Vegas could have been at the beginning of the year? That English and Classical were going to be 18-3. Bangura for short yardage. That's going to be the end of the period.
Number
You
8,
got-
Ishmael Bangor on the carry. Stopped by number
He picked up
22,
2.
Maurice Shakira. The number 52, Kevin Paniqua.
So 210 yards rushing. 269-yard total offense with 12 first downs. Classical has just crept over 100. 102, 67 on the ground. Two big pass interference call were big in this game. It kept the English drive alive, the first drive of the ball game, and it kept the first drive in the second half alive. 2 big touchdowns. And now English looking for more. They have it 2nd and 8 at the Classical 27-yard line. from that tight double wing. Misdirection with Bangura. Inside the 25.
Number 8, Ishmael Bangor on the carry.
We'll call it
Stopped by number
the
16,
24.
Nick Medeiros.
Give him 3. That puts him at 150 yards. 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
It will be 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the Ram, 24.
Just over 11 minutes before they can officially celebrate, but this one's been over for a while. They bang forward, close to first down yardage. That was Gaston with the carry.
Number 3, Ski Gaston on the carry for the Bulldogs. Once again, stopped by number 16, Nick Medeiros.
The 19-yard line should be a first down. He didn't give it to him. Bangura will get it.
Number 8, Ishmael Bangor for the Bulldog, first down.
To the 13, he picked up
Stopped by
6.
Number 31, Alberto Guerrero. And number 6, Ishmael Johnson.
Bangura has been the story, 156 yards rushing.
13.
Severance has passed for 2. Gaston and Bangura scored a touchdown. Bangura again with the carry.
Heavy dose of Bangor for the Bulldogs.
They give him the 10, they give him 3 more.
Again by number 31, Alberto Guerrero. Gain of 3 on the run. It will be 2nd and 7, ball at the Ram 10.
2nd and 7 from the 10-yard line. Sweeping the right side, going upstairs. Gaston gets to the 6.
Bulldog carries Ski Gaston. Tackled by Ishmael Johnson.
3rd and 3 for a first down. 3rd and 6 for another touchdown.
Gain of 4 on the carry. It will be 3rd and 3 from the 6 for the Bulldogs.
Staying in that tight double wing. Gaston with the carry. Bangs in for the touchdown, his 2nd.
And number 3, Ski Gaston takes it 6 yards up the middle for a Bulldog touchdown. 6-yard touchdown carry for number 3, Ski Gaston.
$29 yards in 7 plays. They're closing in on 300 yards of offense. And they'll look for 2. Bangura walks in easily.
Ishmael Bangor.
It makes it 38 to nothing.
There's a flag in the end zone though.
There's a flag. I'm not sure what the flag is about. We've had a few of those. Personal foul against both teams. They wipe each other out. So the only thing left for Classical is to try and avoid the shutout, because this one is virtually over. It's been over for a while. English had a game plan. They worked it to perfection. And again, this should take nothing away from this Classical team. I mentioned again, these two teams going 18-4 this year. You have to go back and multiply games the last couple of years to get 18-4 for these two teams. You probably have to go back 4 or 5 years and add up all of the wins. I don't have it, what the records were for the last 4 or 5 years, but they haven't, you know, they've been winning 2 games, 3 games. So at least 3 or 4 years, you'd have to go back. Add up all the wins for the two teams to come up to 18-4. And you have to go a long way to find English 10-1. And even Classical 8-3. The pop-up at the 31-yard line. They flip it back and try to come this way. There's a flag on the play at the end of the play. We have another flag. They caught it, they flipped it, they handed it off, they tried a little reverse. Face mask against English. So a face mask at the end of the play. And we've had a few flags. They tried a little razzle-dazzle. They caught it, pitched it back, then handed it off again. Tried to reverse the field to the near side. It's going to be out to the 42-yard line.
After the penalties assessed, it will be 1st and 10 for the Rams. Ball at their own 42.
Butler with the catch. That connection is picked up in the second half. They couldn't get together in the first half.
Ridley's pass complete to number 4, Deshaun Butler on the English sidelines.
9 yards.
Prince Brown on the stop.
4 catches for 38 yards for Butler.
8 and 9 on the pass play. It will be 2nd and 1 for the Bulldog 49.
Best slips a tackle, slips another tackle, stays on his feet, and it got him from behind. He was going to go for a touchdown.
Malcolm Best with some tough running for the Rams.
He just ran around and threw a couple of tackles.
Number 2, Tyshawn Anderson. Play good for a Rams first down.
16 yards.
Ball at the Bulldog 33.
Prince Brown all over Butler downfield. They threw it way out of bounds.
Deshaun Butler incomplete. Prince Brown on coverage.
2nd and 10. Not quite to the halfway mark of this 4th period. Ridley with the keep. This is the first time he's got loose. He's tackled way out of bounds by Severance. This is his longest run of the day. They've kept him in check.
Who stopped by number 4, Matt Severance. Play good for Rams, first down.
He picked up 10 at the 23. Butler with the catch.
Ridley's pass complete to number 4, Nashon Butler.
And we got a flag. Brown and Butler were having a little conversation afterwards. Unsportsmanlike against Butler. Little wide receiver screen.
Ridley's pass complete to number 3, Melvin Yams over the middle. He was stopped by number 2, Tyshawn Anderson, and number 11, Prince Brown.
Third and 17. The English sending everybody after Ridley, and they're going to get him. Gaston and Rossi.
Ridley sacked for a loss. Combined effort, number 3, Ski Gaston, along with number 73, Emil Rossi.
They lost 4.
Loss of 4 on the sack.
Ridley stepping up. Now he's going to take off and run with it. And he's going to get knocked down at about the 25.
Rams quarterback Keith Ridley on the carry. Brought down by number 9, Isaac Ramirez.
Ramirez brought him down.
Fans, at the conclusion of the game, please stay off the field.
He got to the 25 for a pickup of 9. They need a lot more than that. So English is going to take over.
He will be first and 10 for the Bulldogs, ball at their own 25.
From the 25, Bangura with the carry. Yeah, it's maybe a couple.
Ishmael Bangor on the carry. Tackled by number 44, Rob Royce, and number 52.
They gave him 3. That puts him over 160 yards. Trying to run this thing out just under 4 minutes. Slipping a tackle, getting 4 or 5 yards. That's Gaston.
Ski Gaston on the carry, Flynn English. Stopped by number 31, Alberto Guerrero. And number 22, Maurice Square.
mini celebration for some of the coaches on the English sideline.
Ball at their own 32.
Gaston's got a first down out to the 40-yard line. Picked up 8.
Once
He's
again,
rushed for
yards on the
68
carry.
yards.
Stopped by number 6, Ishmael Johnson. And number 9, Matthew Sono.
Two minutes and counting left in this one. Bangura with the carry.
Number 8, Ishmael Bangor on the carry.
Trying to separate
Tackled
people.
by number 2, Chase Boyle.
He picked up 7.
Gain of 7 on the carry by Bangor. It will be 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Ball at their own 47.
The pitch to Bangura. Trying to turn the corner. He's got a first down diving ahead. That's going to put him over 170 yards.
Once again, Ishmael Bangor on the carry. Stopped by number 7, Darrell Rocca.
To the Glasgow 46, 7 yards.
Way good for a Bulldog first down. It will be first and
176 yards rushing
6.
for Bangura. Two of those on huge runs. English going to take a knee now. So English, aided by a pass interference call, they had turned the ball over, but they got it back. 62 yards in 15 plays. Bangura from the 4, Severance to Fowler for the 2 points. It was 8-0 at the end of 1. English came out. Glasgow drove it all the way down. They had it at the 7-yard line. A pick by Lucindo in the end zone gave English the ball at the 20. They went 80 yards in 9 plays. Severance, a perfect pass to Brown for the touchdown, 22 yards. Severance ran in the conversion. It was 16-0 at halftime. They came out, their first possession. They went 75 yards, aided again by a pass interference call. Severance again found a wide open Juan Avellino in the end zone. The rush no good for the points. It was 22-0. They came back. They had the ball. A 67-yard run. Glasgow got it down to the English 30-yard line. Bangura went 67. So they went 70 yards in 3 plays, 67 by Bangura. And then Gaston got his first going in from the 2. It was 30-0. The onside kick recovered by Anderson. They turned it back to Glasgow. Glasgow went for it on 4th down. They missed it. English took over at the 29. It took them 7 plays. Gaston getting his second. Bangura for the conversion. It was 38-0, and that's the way it ended. English pitches the shutout. Glasgow's going to wind up at 8-3. English is going to wind up at 10-1. And again, everybody should walk out of here with their heads up. They had a tremendous season. Brian Vaughan, Chris Carroll did tremendous work. I mean, these two teams went 18-4 following seasons where you have to go back a long way to find 18 wins for these teams. But I mentioned the classical seniors. I got to mention the English seniors. Tyshawn Anderson, Ski Gaston, Devin Curley, Isaac Ramirez, Christian Santos, Seth Lukindo, who had that big interception, Hexon Bernal, Anthony Guzman, Shidley Belize, Jose Matal, who did great blocking at fullback spot, Brian Fresco, Donald Fombin, Jake Miller, who had a tremendous year defensively and all around, Mason Jones, Alex Rodriguez, Andrew Blas, Jordan Garcia, Emil Rossi had a great career in English, and Juan Avellino had that catch. But Bangura, 176 yards, Gaston, 68 yards. Severance ran for 34 and threw 2 touchdown passes. He also ran in a PAT. Bangura had a touchdown in the PAT. Prince Brown and Avellino caught the touchdown passes. Gaston scored 2. Best had a big final game as a senior for Classical, rushing for 85. Classical moved the ball, but English's defense bent a little bit, but they never broke. They just shut Classical down. And the 103rd meeting for these two teams is in the books. English gets a little bit closer. They pick up their 40th win. Classical leads the series 55-40 with 9 ties. And English led the way, and it'll be a very tasty turkey for the Bulldogs and their fans. But congratulations to Classical on a tremendous season. Brian Vaughan and his coaching staff deserve an awful lot of credit. And what a year the city of Lynn has had. 40 wins in the city, 6 losses for 4 teams. Absolutely amazing and awesome. And we have one more team left. Lynn Tech will be playing for a vocational state championship, and we wish them the best of luck as well. So this game in the books. English takes the 103rd meeting. They shut Classical out 36-0. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.